阿弥陀佛跟大家讲一下，等一下呢，献哈达的主旗者哦，一定要出示你们的主旗卡，没有主旗卡的是不可以献哈达的。还有呢，一个人一个主旗只能够献一个人献哈达，一个主旗一个卡只能够一个人献哈达哈，谢谢。 释迦牟尼佛护摩法会，法会开始，与会大众请起立，恭迎真佛宗。
Here at the Two Buddha School, Rainbow Temple in North Bend, Washington, our lineage Guru, the founder of Two Buddha School, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, will be presiding over Shakyamuni Buddha Homa fire offering ceremony. Now we will be welcoming His Holiness and his retinue to enter into the temple hall. We will be reciting the root Guru mantra, the Padma Kumara mantra.
做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印，二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印，三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印，四平等一起手。请主持人敬献哈达，以表最崇高敬意。 让我们以最热烈的掌声感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛赐福。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。
We are inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng to ascend to the Dharma throne.
请生物莲香上师上座。
Inviting Simu Vaja Master Lian-Sheng to please take the seat. Inviting Rinpoche and all the Dharma Masters to please take the seats. Inviting all the venerables, our distinguished guests, to please take the seats. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng to bless the prayers of the primary supplicants. Let's give the greatest round of applause to show our gratitude to our lineage Guru for presiding over this Shakyamuni Buddha Homa fire offering ceremony. We would also like to extend warm welcome to Simu, all participating Dharma Masters, Venerables, distinguished guests, and all participants. The offering of Hatha. Let's join our palms with reverence. And we would like to invite Vaja Master Lian Miao to represent all of us to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage Guru as a symbol of the highest honor. Visualize true Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Recite the Root Guru mantra 7 times. Perform the visualization of the 4 immeasurables. Visualize ancestors and relatives from the father side on your right, from the mother side on your left, friends and teachers behind you, enemies and creditors in front of you, all sentient beings around you, practicing Buddha Dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood. Awakening Mudra. Recite purification mantras and the Athirti mantra. Recite invocation mantra. We sincerely invoke our lineage root guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Namo White Maha Padma Kumara. Namo Lotus Light Self-Mastery Buddha. Namo True Buddha School Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jade Pond. Namo 5 Dhyani Buddhas. Namo True Buddha School 8 Primary Deities. Namo Yamantaka. Namo Akalanata. Namo 4 Heavenly Kings. Namo Sma Bodhisattva. Rainbow temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities. All the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tantric Quarter, at the Seattle Linzang Temple, and at the abode at the Southern Mountain. Rainbow temples, mountain god, earth god, plant god, wind god, water god, heavenly fire god, dragon gods, and all divinities, as well as the city gods, to please radiate light and bless this Homa. Great homage using visualization. First to Root Guru and all Buddhas. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Third to all Herukas and Primary Protectors. Fourth Hepa. Great Mandala offering. From the offering mudra, visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable and fill the whole space. Make the offering above to the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, the main deity of Homa, Shakyamuni Buddha, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra. Mount Meru, 4 continents, and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to all of our civilization. Powerful refuge. Visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, Sangha jewel, to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra. Armor protection. Form Vajaklap's mudra. Recite Vajapani mantra 7 times. Inviting His Holiness to perform blessings with mala. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng to set ceremonial demarcation, to bless the registration forms, Homa cards, and all the offerings. Let's join our palms with reverence, and we're inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening the Homa fire pit, to set ceremonial demarcation around it, to make all the offerings, to perform mudra transformations for purifications, blessings, enrichments, magnetization, subjugation, and bardo deliverance. We'll be reciting the heart mantra of the main deity of Homa today, Shakyamuni Buddha.
请法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。
Inviting His Holiness to return to the Homa throne. Inviting Simu Vaja Master Lian-Sheng, all the Dharma Masters, Rinpoche to please take a seat. Inviting all the Venerables, distinguished guests and all participants to please be seated.
Shakyamuni
Recite the heart mantras of the eight principal deity and Ken Buddha Amitabha.
Om Mari Pai Mi Hom. Om Panamo Ning Tho Ning So Ha. Om Ha 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 Wei Samo Ye So Ha. Om Jali Juli Jun Hi So Ha. Om Jabala Chanang Chana Ye So Ha. Om A Hom Peja Guru Pai Ma Siti Hom Se. Om A Hom Guru Pai Aha Sasa Maha Lian-Sheng Siti Hom. Deya Tha Om Pekhajiya Pekhajiya Maha Pekhajiya Raja Samo Katahe So Ha. Namo 36万亿11万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。Namo 36万亿11万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。Namo 36万亿11万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。
Recite the supplication to the Buddha to stay in the Saha world. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness the virtuous and marvelous Tantrika, all Buddhas of the 10 directions of the Buddha lands as numerous as grains of sand, all Bodhisattvas well full compassion toward all beings, Hairukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, protectors of Dharma. The nights are long, the 3 poisons are proliferating. My body and soul are stricken, tumbling in the misery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness came to this world to salvage deluded ones. 3 jewels emanate wondrous light to provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings, human and devas, rely on His Vajra body for the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments. We disciples of Buddha plead that you stay in the Saha world to turn the Dhamma wheel, to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. May all uphold the Buddha, ascend to the realm of utmost bliss, repaying fourfold generosities from above, aiding those in the 3 realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. To Buddha disciple, wholeheartedly pray to the founder of Buddhism, Shakyamuni Buddha, to radiate the boundless, precious light, and by the highest realm, to bless our lineage root Guru. May he be free from all calamities, afflictions, illnesses, and always continually turn the Dharma wheel in samsara with great bliss and self-mastery, inviting His Holiness to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. We pray to the Buddha to bless the Bardo spirits, to guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha land. We pray to Namo Shakyamuni Buddha to bless the participants with the eradication of their illnesses, with good health, all wishes fulfilled, and calamities transformed into auspiciousness and spiritual cultivation commitment. We pray to Shakyamuni Buddha to please bless with the blessings of the Buddha's light, so that each disciple can be diligent in their spiritual cultivation, to abide by the precepts, strictly abide by the precepts. And to practice the path of accumulation, the preliminary path, the path of realization, and the path of practice, and the ultimate path to ultimately attain attainments. Please bless us so that we can realize the teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha. We take refuge in the Guru, refuge in the Buddha, refuge in the mantra and teachings and the Sangha that's being taught by the Buddha. Refuge in the teachings of the Buddha. We pray that you bless us so that we have attainments in our spiritual cultivation. To Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Gods in heavens, gods on earth, may be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us. Let all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. We pray to the Buddha to please bless for the eradication of obstructions, the disappearance of enemies and enmities. We say 100-syllable mantra 3 times.
Ha 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 Bankawan Sawa Tathagata Pejama Mimancha Pejapawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pe Om Peja Sato Samaya Malupanaya Peja Sato Teru Badicha Jome Pawa Soto Kayo Me Pawa Sopo Kayo Me Pawa Anura Tome Pawa Shawa Hasidi Memporayata Shawa Gama Sutame Jitamo Siniran Guru Hop Ha 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 Bankawan Sawa Tathagata Pejama Mimanta Pejapawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pe Om Peja Sato Samaya Malupanaya Peja Sato Teru Badicha Jome Pawa Soto Kayo Me Pawa Sopo Kayo Me Pawa Anura Tome Pawa Sawa Hasidi Memporayata Shawa Gama Sutame Jitamo Siniran Guru Hop Ha 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 Bankawan Sawa Tathagata Pejama Mimanta Pejapawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pe. 做观想大礼拜。礼拜根本传承上师。
Great homage using visualization. First to Root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Fourth half bow. Recite completion mantra. Let's give the greatest round of applause to show our utmost gratitude to our lineage Guru for presiding over Shakyamuni Buddha Homa fire offering ceremony. Let us join our palms with the greatest reverence, and together we are requesting His Holiness to bestow the precious Dharma teaching. Homage to the lineage Gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liaoming, homage to Master Sakya Tsungkung, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Tupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Shakyamuni Buddha. Sumo, Tanchen Katso, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma assistants, and all disciples present here and over the internet. And our participating VIPs today are the Taipei reps to Sweden and Norway's Ambassador Tongzhou Liao's wife, Dharma Sister Judy, and the PR Director of the Taiwan Temple, Dharma Brother Fumi Wang. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? Let me announce for next Sunday, which is on March 15th, Sunday at 3 p.m. there would be the Homa of Tara who dispels epidemics. So on that day, that would be the first Dharma transmissions, including her mudra of Tara who dispels epidemics. Today, we had the Homa of Shakyamuni Buddha, and everybody knows Shakyamuni Buddha, which is the founder of Buddhism in the Saha world, or in Samsara. And most Buddhists know about his life and his teaching that was divided into several stages. upon his enlightenment, his teachings, after he proved and confirmed the Buddhahood, first he transmitted or he taught the teachings of the Four Noble Truths to people in the Sravaka path. He taught about the Four Noble Truths, which is the suffering, the accumulation, the extinction, and the path. So the Noble Truth means the ultimate truth that's unchanging. So the Four Noble Truths, and they are suffering, accumulation, extinction, and path. The Four Noble Truths. When Shakyamuni Buddha was transmitting the Buddhism of the great vehicle, the Mahayana, he taught about the 6 perfections or 6 paramitas. So that's about giving or generosity, moral ethics, abiding by the precepts, patience and endurance. And for all the 6 perfections, you have to be diligent in doing them. So that's diligence and wisdom. And last, meditation or meditative stability. So generosity, most importantly, you have to have non-discriminating mind, and whatever precepts that you abide by, you cannot breach the Samaya precept. You have to abide by your precepts, and you have to endure. And the 8 winds or the 8 worldly dharmas cannot change your spiritual commitment. You have that perseverance and endurance, and you need to be diligent in doing them, in performing the 4 boundless minds: loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity, and in all of the 6 paramitas. And then meditation, samadhi, and from meditation you enhance your wisdom, and by having wisdom you generate meditation. So that's the Bodhisattva path, the teachings for the Bodhisattva path. When you reach the highest realm, Shakyamuni Buddha taught, you have gained enlightenment, then you need to apply your enlightenment to your daily life until eventually you have perfect your self-deliverance and the deliverance of others. So your realization and your actions are perfect. So you benefit or deliver yourself and others. And then you are endowed with the most perfect mind, and that is called bodhicitta, or the body mind. So by having the most perfect mind, then you have attained Buddhahood. So that is the Buddha path. The Buddha also taught about the 12 links of causes and conditions. And what are the 12 causes, 12 links of causes and conditions? So all the way to old and death. And that's the path of the solitary realizers. So the Buddha taught about the 4 holy realms. One is the Sravakahood, Pratika Buddhahood, Bodhisattvahood, and the Buddhahood, or Buddha vehicle. So the 4 holy realms are the realms where you are free from rebirths or reincarnations, and they are eternal. They are the eternal attainments. When the Buddha was alive in the world, he expounded on the vehicles of the Sravaka, Pratika Buddha, Bodhisattva, and Buddhahood. And in our Dharma practice, the Buddha's image, his body is pure gold color, and the right hand is touching the ground, the mudra of touching the ground, and the left hand is in the meditation mudra, which carry a bowl filled with ambrosia or nectar. And he's wearing a Sangha robe, and his image is majestic, brilliant, and perfect. His body is translucent and seated on a white lotus seat throne. And he is meditating peacefully the mantra. So, Sakya is the name of the clan of the Buddha. So we rely on Shakyamuni, Buddha. Therefore, each of the ordained Sangha member has the Sakya as their Dharma name. So it starts with, so my ordination Dharma name is Si Lian-Sheng, and Grandmaster's Dharma name is Lian-Sheng. So Si in Chinese is Sakya, and Moni means the benevolent, the able and the benevolent. So he's able and he's also benevolent. So therefore he's the able and the benevolent. His mantra the mantra is the Shakyamuni Yidam of the universe, the able, the benevolent, the greatly able and benevolent of the Sakya clan. That complete everything. That's the meaning of his mantra. And the mudra is called the 3 mountain mudra. First, you collapse inward and then raise your index fingers, middle finger, and pinky. No, it should be the thumbs. Thumbs, middle fingers, and the pinkies. So they look like three mountains. The Chinese character for mountain looks like this. Therefore, it's called the three mountain mudra. You can either form the inner or outer clasps. So with the mudra, mantra, and image, then you can perform the practice of Shakyamuni Buddha as the deity yoga. So we all know about Shakyamuni Buddha's life because we are all Buddhists. We know what day is his parinirvana. Which is his parinirvana date, anniversary. Now we will continue to talk about Lamdre. Actually, this Lamdre, authored by Virupa, is the same as the four great Dharma of the four schools. So the Nyingmapas, Dzogchen, Kagyupas, Mahamudra, Gelugpas, Yamantaka, and Sakyapas Lamdre. These four dharmas are mostly similar, only small differences. So the four great dharmas of the four Tibetan schools are about the same. So once you master Lamdre, then you would understand about all the others. So now we chose about to expound Lamdre, and in the past we also talk about Dzogchen or Great Perfection. So now we are talking about discerning the size of the shadows, like the magnitude of the hindrances. Some hindrances are big and some are small. Like for the 5 precepts, not to kill, steal, adulterate, lie, and drink. When which one is the big one? Killing. Killing would create the biggest hindrance. So if you kill a life, then in your spiritual cultivation, it would create the biggest hindrance. And the small hindrance is drinking alcohol. That's the smallest hindrance. And the retribution would be small. And the heaviest one is killing. What transgressions is the smallest is to drink a little bit of alcohol. But if you drink too much alcohol, then perhaps you would reach the precepts of killing, lying, stealing, and infidelity. So, because if you drink and get really drunk, then you would reach the greatest obstruction, which is you can't control yourself and kill yourself. And after drinking, perhaps you dare to steal. Or after drinking, then you dare to rape someone. So it was caused by the alcohol. Although at start it's the smallest hindrance, but if you drink too much, it becomes a big hindrance. Then you could transgress the other precepts to kill, steal, lie, and to be infidel. So please don't undermine drinking. Some people, after taking some drink, then they dare to do anything. They curses everybody, including all their ancestors, so even the Buddha, because you're so drunk that you become uncontrollable. So at that time, the breach becomes major, become big. So that's why you have to abide by the precepts. So this is just talking about the 5 precepts. All the precepts come from these 5 basic precepts. So the 5 basic precepts are the beginning. So as I said last night, we are a mix of good and bad. It's not necessarily that we are born evil or we are born good. So in the sutra of the 3 characters is that human beings are born good. That's wrong. Actually, that's wrong. Because as you're born, your genes already have the shadows, the hindrances. So you have your karma with you, whether they are good or bad karma, they follow you. So everyone is different when they're born. Some are rather good, some are rather bad, some are a mix of good and bad, or more good than bad, or more bad than good. But there isn't anything completely good or completely bad. But through spiritual cultivation, eventually we have to reach the complete goodness, that each thought is good. So, at the end of our spiritual cultivation, we are completely good. Or like in Taoism, we become completely young, or purely young. So discerning the size of the shadows. There are 3 sizes of the shadows: big, medium, and small. And the next one is testing the signs of the shadows, determining the size of the shadows in the dreams. If one dreams of his guru reproving him, showing his back, inability to catch up with him, seeing the sutras being disorderly, the yidams falling into water, etc., this indicates that one has breached the samaya. So if you dream of dream of your guru reprimanding you or reproving you, or that the guru is not facing you but has his back toward you, or when you want to get close to your guru but the guru is always at a distance, when you cannot catch up with your guru no matter what, like when you dream that all the sutras that you have are disorderly, or you see the yidams falling into the water, and you yourself also fall into the water. So this indicates that you have breached the samaya, and this is the signs of the shadows in the dreams. That's all about. That's what it's about. If one dreams of landslide, thunder strike, huge flood, you dream of the sun and the moon falling, these are the signs of the ghost and Mara. Next, if one dreams of lice, mites, like lice that sometimes stay at women's hair, and lots of insects, and crawling inside your body and on your body. That is the sign of evil minds. So the hindrances caused by evil friends, or friends who have breached the precepts. So, and then if you have dreams like this, then you should pay attention and be careful. So you have a bad spiritual companions or bad companions that create hindrances for you. If one dreams of taking ash or dirt, gray dirt, smeared toward on our skin, or you ate the ash contaminated food or flies, that's the sign of the hindrances of the food and drink. If one dreams of dirty room and very filthy and with lots of other dirty things, like if you have poo or pee all around you, that's the sign of the hindrances of your place or residence. So sometimes if your house is unclean, then you would have this kind of dreams. If one dreams of corpses rising up or flames coming out from his mouth, that's the sign of touching corpses. These are classified as the broad, middling, and essential method of determining the signs of the disturbances or hindrances through dreams. Anything filthy or scary, insects entering into clothing or bodies, are considered as big shadows. If any dirty or filthy things or insects or snakes on your clothing, on bodies, those are considered to be big obstructions or hindrances. But if they don't enter into your bodies, but they're just nearby, like the snakes, insects, lice, mites, etc., that's considered the medium hindrances. And if you dream of insects or snakes around the house, that's just considered small hindrances. The sensation of receiving these signs are, for big shadows, you would feel upset and unhappy, and for medium shadows, you feel stiff, heavy, irritable, easy to anger, and for small hindrances, you don't want to meditate without any particular reasons. You don't want to meditate, you don't want to practice. That's a small hindrance. So today, in Expounding Lamdre, we're talking about the signs in dreams. If you're always unhappy, so many people have depression. They don't like anything. They are not interested in anything. So if you have depression, that's considered you have big hindrance. And for the medium hindrance, you feel heavy and stiff and inflexible, irritable, easy to anger, a little bit like OCD. So that's the medium hindrance. And for the small hindrances, is you don't like to practice, you don't like to meditate. So the effects of the hindrances, big shadows can take lives. So like depressed people cannot feel any happiness or joy in life. So when they feel unhappy, they want to end their lives. They can take lives. So big hindrances can take lives. And the medium hindrances create misery and suffering in body and mind. So you were able to meditate and you cannot anymore. And for the small hindrances, you just don't want to meditate, you don't want to practice, you don't want to cultivate. That's the small hindrances. And the methods to eliminate the shadows, the big hindrances can be eliminated by empowerments. 4 kinds of empowerments. The medium hindrances can be eliminated by grand offerings. So by offering practices, and the small hindrances can be eliminated by purification and bathing. Then you can cleanse it. So the big hindrances can be eliminated by empowerment by your guru, and the medium hindrances can be eliminated by offerings, fire offering, water offerings, and other offerings in order to eliminate them. And the small hindrances can be eliminated by purification and bathing. In the past, for the small hindrances, you use the white flower petals, and for the number multiplied by 7, like 49 petals, and you chant the purification mantras, like the ones we chant, Om Shushuli Mahashuli Shushuli Soha. These are purification mantras, and you chant 108 times to bless the white petals, and then you sprinkle them on the bath water, and then you soak in it. Then afterwards, your small hindrances can be eliminated. For the elimination of shadow through bathing, the shadows created by Mara also divided into 3 kinds, big, medium, and small. Bathing to eliminate the big shadows should completely cleanse and tidy the meditation room and set up 9 altars. At the top, place a purifying vase with the cloth covering it. Place and lit incense at the mouth of the vase, sprinkled with mustard seeds. And inside the vase, place 5 kinds of herbs, 5 grains, 5 treasures, for a total of 15 kinds. And infuse them with perfume and the special Homa ash on the bone ash of poisoned bird and fruit flies, mustard seeds, etc., and place a conch on top of the vase with a perfume stored inside it or on top of it, and bind them with Vajra scepter and Dharani thread. So you use the bathing practice to eliminate the big hindrances, medium hindrances, and small hindrances according to their method. So inside the vase, you should place the 5 herbs, 5 grains, 5 treasures, for a total of 15 kinds. And the 5 herbs are Hososen. Do you know what they are? So a kind of ginseng that looks like a hand. So So, Tiankou Zikusen. These are all names of the herbs. And the 5 grains are buckwheat, rice, wheat, beans, and sesame seeds. Barleys. Like in Tibet, we know about barleys, barley wine, and barley flour that makes champa. We only have this kind of barley in Tibet, but in China they use sorghum. And in America, what do they use? So wheat flour, rice, bean, sesames, and the 5 treasures: gold, silver, coral, pearl, and brass. So, or copper. Gold, silver, coral, pearl, and copper. So about signs in dreams, now you know that whether you have big hindrances, medium hindrances, or small hindrances, things that entered into your body, that's big hindrance. And for the medium hindrance, if they're on your clothings, and the small hindrance is that around your house or room. If you dream of insects, snakes, if they enter into your body, that's big hindrances. If they're on your body, that's medium hindrances. If they're nearby or around the house, those indicate small hindrances. I remember there's some disciples that after empowerments, they dream that there are many insects crawling out from his body, like or fall off from his head. And he had headache, but lots of insects came out from his head, fell to the ground and died. And then when he woke up, the headache was cured. So that's the dream omen to eliminate hindrances, because the snakes and the insects are all dead. We're all dead. There's a German expert who suggested every day you should eat 3 pounds of garlic. Although you may not be able to prevent the coronavirus, but it can guarantee that people would keep a distance from you. So there's this benefit. It's a coincidence. Before I said about the longitude, that Wuhan is at the 40 degrees longitude, and Wuhan, Tokyo, Seattle, New York. So also Iran and Italy. So all connected together to form a line. It's in latitude, actually 40-degree latitude. They're all at the 40-degree latitude. How come? I remember that Seattle and Hokkaido are also at about 40-degree latitude. That includes New York, Seattle, Seoul, Wuhan, Iran, and Italy. They're all in one line. What a coincidence. Not a coincidence. Look at the world. It's very strange. Everything is predestined. Why do I say this? Anything belonging to the north, mostly they have fair skin or white skin. Most. Those in the north have fair skin. At the equator, at the center, they are yellow skinned. And in the south, they all have black skin. What a coincidence. And countries in the north are rather civilized. And at the center, just half-half. And in the south, rather underdeveloped countries. Isn't that strange? I only talk about the majority. Okay, most or the majority of countries in the north are mostly civilized. In the center, half a half, and in the south are rather either uncivilized or underdeveloped. And throughout the history, anytime the north attacked the south, the north will win and south will lose. And it's colder in the north and hotter in the south. So northerners are typically colder and the southerners are warm-hearted. And when the north attacks the south, the north will win. In the Chinese history, every time the north attacks the south, they would win. During the era of the Emperor of Liang, Beiwei attacked in Liangqi, Beiwei won. The emperor was at the Nanjing. In mainland China, the Communist Party was in the north. And the KMT, Kuomintang Party, was at the Nanjing. So when Beijing attacked Nanjing, Nanjing lost. When Beiwei attacked Liangqi, Liangqi was destructed. And when the Yuan dynasty, the Mongolia, attacked the Middle Kingdom, it was also gone. The Qing dynasty was also in the north. attacking the Ming dynasty, the Qing also won. So in mainland China, it was like that. And the North Vietnam attacked South Vietnam. The North also won. And the same with the Second World War. And the Civil War in America between the North and the South. Also, the North won. Right? How come? So the 5 elements of Taoism was also quite incredible, because North belongs to the element water and South belongs to the element fire, and the water always extinguishes the fire, so the North always wins. So if you want to fight, make sure you occupy the North, because the North always wins over the South. Like Korea, the military power of North Korea is stronger than the South Korea. So it's different. It's just one Korea. They're different. The Northern Koreans are more vicious, and the Southern Koreans are quite sissies, quite weak. So sissy. Not like the North Koreans. The northeasterners of mainland China, they are tall and strong and more powerful. And the south of the river are very weak and sissy. So that's how it is. One earth, all the differences. This is a joke. A wife said, "As my husband, you can sleep with girls, but afterwards you have to leave right away and never sleep with the same girl twice. And as my husband, you can hugs and holds with girls, but when I call you, you tell them not to make any sounds, and you have to call me wife." Oh. And you can spend money for other girls, and you can come back when you have finished your money, and you can come home and we can earn money together. Just remember that they are hotels and I'm a house or a home. So, and the wife asked, "So have you finished reading?" And the husband said, "Yes, you're so nice to me." And the wife replied, "I don't know which idiot wrote that. What a woman, but definitely not for me. If you ever make this mistake, you will never see tomorrow." So the idiot wrote the earlier ones, and only the last one was written by the wife. So be careful. There's a composition, an article, a composition by students. Words from my heart. You know, I always want to ask this. How come when you ask for my parents to come to school, you always ask for my mom and not for my dad? Because I don't come from a single parent family. And the teacher replied, because your dad was also my student, and your dad caused my a weak heart. That's why I don't want to face him anymore. This is so strange, that the 40 degrees latitude. The first city that coronavirus was discovered in the United States was Seattle. And the first death from coronavirus in the United States was also in Seattle. And then the first who cured patient suffered from coronavirus, the first patient that recovered was also in Seattle. So the list of cities, Wuhan had the most cherry blossoms. Tokyo also has the most cherry blossoms. Daegu in Korea also famous for the cherry blossoms. And Seattle also has the most cherry blossoms city. So the conclusion is the secondary host is the cherry blossoms. The intermediary host. And let me tell you that our Rainbow Villa, our Seattle temple, are surrounded by cherry blossoms. The main driveway at the Rainbow Temple are lined with cherry blossoms. So in the future, we should not plant cherry blossoms. Why? Don't know. What is the reason? And Wuhan is also the place with most cherry blossoms in China. And also Japan and Daegu in Korea. And Tokyo has the most sakura too. And Seattle. Like during the cherry blossom season, you go around Microsoft, there are many of them. And also a line of them at the Seattle Temple and also at the Rainbow Temple. I was planning to enjoy the cherry blossoms. Are they open here? No, not yet. April? Some have bloomed in April. So my conclusion is the novel coronavirus has its predestiny. How could it be such a coincidence? Seattle, New York, Wuhan, Korea, Hokkaido, Daiko, Korea, Italy and Iran and France. They're all at 40 degrees latitude. How could it be a coincidence? So, inadvertently, there are faith in all this. In a moment, there would be the empowerments for Shakyamuni Buddha, and during the empowerment, please form the mudra of Shakyamuni Buddha, visualize his image and recite his mantra. This ends the English interpretation today. Please remember to return your receivers before you leave. Thank you.
掌声，感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛慈悲赐受释迦牟尼法灌顶。顶礼坛城，做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三言。二拜诸菩萨，嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三言。三拜诸护法金刚，嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三言。四平等一起颂。恭诵真佛宗创办人无上法王根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛师母莲香上师仁波切及上师团与会大众虔诚合掌，唱诵莲花童子心咒。非常